Lighting looks odd, but whatever. We'll have to make do. Hey guys, it's been a while. Oh god, this lighting. It looks so grimy. Okay, this is probably slightly better. This'll do, I guess. Yes. This is the book review I'm gonna do. Okay, so this book is about 925 pages long. It's styled interesting. The cover's interesting, I guess. Like, it is somewhat relevant. The cover. So, some light spoilers, I guess. Like 100 chapters, not 100, like, I don't know, 30 pages in. But yeah. Murakami. Who is this person, Murakami? Apparently he's a best-selling author. But aren't they all nowadays? Like, I'm surprised to hear of a not best-selling author nowadays, honestly. It's just fucking popular. So what? There's some kind of bias, I guess. Haruki Murakami was born in Kyoto in 1949 and now lives near Tokyo. His work has been translated into 42 languages. He has received many honors, including the Franz Kafka Prize. Hypnotically addictive novel, apparently, is a work of styling originality. I'll give it that. It is original. And the title suggests a mind-bending ode to George Orwell's 1984. I haven't read George Orwell's 1984, but I would guess it's nothing like that. I mean, I think it's like something to do with like a dystopian state where like Big Brother watches you or something like that. That's all I know about it, really, from what I've gathered from watching like videos on it, vaguely about it, and like double think and stuff like that. I think that book is much. I'll just start off the gate with my bias, not my bias, but my opinion here. That book is probably 5 times better than this book. I was actually quite disappointed with this book. But anyway, let's get back to my points. So what is 1Q84? You know, George Orwell apparently has a spin on it. I mean, it even says in the back page here, the number 9 in Japanese is pronounced like the letter Q, which is true. I have learned Japanese myself, and I can vouch for that. Although it's spelled different, obviously. It's like K-U, no, K-Y-U, U, I think there's 2 U's, maybe? But it's like that. And essentially, the main character... fuck it. This is not a spoiler-free review, so bear that in mind. The main character, Ayomame, or I don't know how to pronounce her name. Mame, maybe? And Tango, the other main character, are basically trapped in this world, this alternate world, and hijinks ensue. I don't want to recap everything that happens, but I feel like, yeah, like it's a very similar world, but like there's a few key differences, like 2 moons, little people, air chrysalises, a weird lightning storm event. I'm gonna let this cat out. It's bugging me. Anyway, I hope this has audio. I'll check correctness right now. Yes, the audio works. Okay. Yes. That's like a little rundown with like some bits, I guess. So, what's the reading experience like? It's basically, this is the disappointing part. Basically, it's good. The writer Murakami uses a lot of evocative language. He really likes to waffle on about very adjacent things to what's happening on like to the characters, like their memories, metaphors, various similes and similarities to what's going on for reals. Um, let's see if I could find an example, maybe. Nah, I can't really find a good example right now. Oh well. Um, it's also a very weird book with just bizarre additions. Quite a lot of sexual stuff going on, which I was like, whatever about. Like, that was not why. That's not why I read fictional books. Believe me, there are better ways to get that stuff than fiction. Also, yeah, I have to mention that if you are going to read this book, you might want to know that there's quite a few that things that I read there that made me quite uncomfortable, quite disturbed, and essentially, it's not for the faint of heart. This book, this trilogy, it's not for the faint of heart, but a lot of messed up things happen as well. That even I, as a guy who reads like a lot of fucked up shit, like in manga and stuff, was like, damn, that is fucked up. Uh, oh no, I'm gonna be age restricted. Oh well, fuck. Oh yeah, what's it like to read? It's very meandering. We'll just say meandering. There's quite a lot of meandering and quite a lot of waiting for characters. Like at the very end too. Like fucking hell, like we spend like 100 pages just following a very long ass waiting game. The author's really good at capturing imagery and really good at like, I guess, like extending the run time or the read time of this thing. Like, I feel like he could have condensed the last bit down quite a peg. Maybe it wouldn't have flown as good, but in my opinion, this book could be like 5 times less long or something like that. It's like it's like the same issue with like the Hobbit trilogy. From what I glanced from it, like I've read the Hobbit book. It is small. It's much smaller than any of the Lord of the Rings books. It's like half as uh, half as much substance in there. Actually, what I meant by half size is half of these, and you get 3 of them because I think these are quite new. They came out after the film, so they actually pretty much ordered it by how the films depicted the the film trilogy depicted Lord of the Rings. So actually, originally they were books of 6. So what I mean is, uh, the Hobbit was a sixth of the Lord of the Rings, basically, because there's 6 books. And there you go. Anyway, continue with the video. And then the average Lord of the Rings book. And they did a trilogy for Lord of the Rings. That made sense. I mean, less is more when it comes to movies, from books to movies. But when they tried to do this trilogy for The Hobbit, that was like 9 times more runtime for what it really needed. Like, it could have had a good 90-minute movie about it, The Hobbit, to be honest. Like, also you could like bank on the fact that people would know what Lord of the Rings is, so you could like cut cut stuff out that is adjacent to that. Where was I going with this? Even I waffle and meander too much. Well, I liked some of the fucked up things, and I liked some of the tangent he went through, like just the random bullshit. Can't remember it right now, which is maybe a negative, I guess, if I can't remember anything I've read. But I didn't like binge read all this book in one go. I read, I think, 1 and 2, parts 1 and 2, back to back essentially in like a month. Sorry about that noise. Fucking hell. That happens occasionally. Yeah, back to back. Read like parts 1 and 2, books 1 and 2. I mean, and it was good. But 3, I just read just now. Like, there has to be about at least a year's worth of difference between book 1 and 2 and book 3. So when I came back to it, I was like, damn, who are these characters? What's the plot going? Where's the motivation? I was completely lost. Thankfully, it doesn't really matter because like even the author reminds us like what is going on and stuff like that. So what I disliked is, yeah, the pacing. The pacing could be a shit ton better. Could be simplified. Some of the meanderings and like side tangents cut out. Like, he doesn't really describe. Well, he does describe the imagery, but like the imagery, he kind of. I don't even know how to explain this properly, but like he has a way of. I don't know. I think it's just his style is just super drawn out and like roundabout, and I don't think I like that. I don't think I like long. Although, in fairness, I do like Lord of the Rings books, and they do have a drawn out style, but I don't know. There's just way more action in those compared to this book. The last book is all about just half of it's just all about waiting and just like following this guy that's trying to investigate and connect the dots between the two main characters. And it's very slow. It's very slow. Yeah, still good. And also some of the disturbing things are like, I mean, I guess I didn't dislike it. It did what it was supposed to. It did make me insanely uncomfortable, and that's what it I think that's what he was aiming for. Uh, yeah, it basically did humanize the only person that died, basically. Oh no, there are two people that. Okay, yeah, there's more than one person that died. Uh, yeah, definitely more than one. Dehumanize like the bad guy, basically. There's fantasy elements, as I mentioned before. Little people, two moons. Obviously, that's not like a usual thing. You could say this is an isekai, and you wouldn't be wrong, which is hilarious to me. Uh, but yeah, like I think I would have enjoyed these this trilogy if the book length was just like at least halved or like a third of what it is. When you have to read 925 pages of a book, and like the ending's all right, the ending's good. It's decent. It's a decent ending. You like um, get acquainted with the characters, and they have a good happy ending. You know, like that's good. But the fact that I had to like not sit through, but like read through. I don't know, like 30 hours worth of reading, roughly, maybe 20, 30 hours. I don't know. I didn't time myself, so I don't know. Just reading this book. And like, I guess some of it was enjoyable. Like the first book, I remember liking them most. I think it was like because it introduced the alternate world a lot more, and like all the weird and fucked up shit happened in that uh, part of the book. I think like, and then like it kind of just slowly freefalled down into mediocrity in terms of quality. I don't know, I'm just saying things. Obviously, a lot of people like this guy, so I guess he has something figured out in terms of writing the book to people's liking, but it's just not, I don't think it's just my style, especially not with the way there's so little things that actually go on, and we're just more about like breathing in the scenery through words and imagining, you know, standard book things. There's 90% that, 10% action, and I just didn't like that. So yeah, overall I'd say it's like one of the weirdest books I've read. Period. And it's mostly not because of the fantasy element. It's just because of the fucked up weird shit that the author decides to self-insert. Not self-insert, but like the ideas he adds alongside the story that are like flashbacks from the characters. Yeah, the flashbacks were freaky. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Would I recommend it? I mean, I'm just gonna say no. But if you do like authors that really like let you drink in like the scenery of a place, or like let you live in the world, really slow pace. Yeah, he has a long fuse. So if you like authors that really take their time and like go through story and malaise around the rich tapestry of words to describe things, I suppose you could like this. But if you want more like actiony, thick plot, actual movement, not actual movement, I'm taking a piss, but somewhat decently paced action going on, you're not gonna find it here. Would I follow up on the artist's work? Now, from what I know, this guy makes a lot of books like very long fused, really like roundabout, slow paced. And if it's anything in the same vein as this, I don't think I'd check it out. But if he makes shorter stories, I think I'd prefer that. If he makes more action-packed stories, I'd prefer that. Just, yeah, just like the last third of this book, I did not enjoy. I think I enjoyed the least. So I think overall score I'd give this book would be a 5 out of 10. It's just mediocre. Just nothing like. I am coming out of this book, I remember like pretty much nothing. All the weird shit sticks out in my head. There's quite a bit of that, like the 3% of this book that's actually fucked up, weird, gross, uncomfortable. I remember that, obviously. But the rest of it is quite like not boring, but not good either. Like, I don't know. If you have a lot of time on your hands, you might enjoy this book. It's a good time sink, I guess. That I do agree. I think everyone can agree on. It's a massive time sink. So that was my review. Sorry if it's probably in the same veins, pretty much as long-winded as the Alpha Man. Oh crap! Oh, I didn't want it to be this long. I'll I'll cut it down and post it and just see if I can make it work. But it's one of the few videos back, so yeah, they're gonna be rough for a while. Sorry about that, but it's just how we're gonna adapt. So if you like this video, give it a like. Obviously, if you like this channel, subscribe. I think that's what you want to do. So just do it. Click the bell if you want to stay updated. more content coming soon, and that's all I have to say. See ya.